What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Bravo Zulu podcast. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning while you're watching or listening to this. And I'm going to bring to you today, I've been telling y'all, we're going to get into this credibility episode. Credible and credibility. All right. This is how I'm going to frame this. All right. In this episode, what you're going to learn is my opinion. But I've read a lot of books in the last year and a half, maybe in my life. But in a lot of leadership books, they talk about credibility a certain way. And here today, we're gonna talk about that shortly, and then I'm gonna give you some perspective from my experience as I've served, and you could balance the two, and you could drop it down in the comments what you think is credibility and how you've earned your own credibility. All right, so let's get into it. Start the problem, start the clock. Let's go. All right, leadership books. When they're oftentimes they're talking about credibility. Even the one that I'm reading right now on the CNO's list, some credibility mention and talk in there. It sounds good. It sounds like it's vibey. It's like, yeah, credibility. You got to have it. But they're not really ever saying exactly how that's earned, or in the few demonstrations they give, which is always Steve Jobs or some other famous person who's achieved some kind of level of greatness. It's really not relatable to what we do in and out every day, out on the deck plates, on the flight line, deep down under the ocean. Okay, checking my notes here. So, how do we do credibility here in the Navy or in the military? Like, your credibility is getting checked every day. Sailors are checking it. You might not even know it. Your leadership, right? Whether you're chief or a junior officer or any kind of officer at any level, any kind of leadership at any level, your credibility is getting checked every day, right? Every question is being filtered through a lens of, can I trust that? Can I believe that? Is that actual credible sense, news, information that so-and-so is giving me, right? So the talking head world, right? These TED Talks, the books, all these people. You always got the Maxwell guy about leadership, and everyone refers to him that he knows exactly what it is. Except every book I've ever read of his, he's never really telling about himself and what he's done. Oftentimes it's about others, right? So talking head world, we say that it's character and competence. Right? If you have good character and you're competent, boom, credibility. It's an authenticity, vulnerability thing, vision, inspiration. A lot of people nowadays, we talk about EQ, IQ versus EQ, right? Emotional intelligence versus whatever the I is in intelligence, I guess. I don't even know that one. might need to look that one up, right? So that's all good and whatnot. And I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not so educated to say, nope, that's the wrong way. I just want to lend you perspective on what I think works better here for us serving in the Navy or the military. All right. So I think credibility are the receipts that you can produce, right? And those usually come through experiences. You hear me talk a lot about experiences on here. Leadership, credibility, all that comes from your experience. The less experience you have, the less credible you are. That's really as simple as I can sum it up. We're going to get into some more things here. But that's why the CMC at that level, right? They're expected to have experience in all these different areas to lead a mess, so the mess could lead the ship, so they could provide sound counsel to the other two parts of the triad. All right. Go over here. It's predictability under pressure, right? When you're that chief out there, do your sailors know how you're going to respond when things are getting tough? Does your divo and department head know how you're going to respond? Is it the same, right? Talking about EQ, right? Emotionally intelligent. Are you even keeled? Are you firm but fair every time, the same time? Same rules, same standards. It doesn't change up. Right? That consistency of enforcement, those things build your credibility. All right, well, what I got wrote down here is the earned belief that I'll do the right thing the right way, on time, especially when it costs me. I think that's what I would define like credibility there. Okay. Because it's not about me. Usually it costs me, right? It might benefit my sailors, and in the long run, somehow that's going to benefit me, right? We'll talk about that one on another episode. But that's my one-liner for you. The earned belief, I'll do the right thing, the right way, on time, when it costs me. All right. So how do we build that credibility here in the military, in the Navy? How are you building it in your division, your department? All right. Proof of work. Again, back to the experiences. When given the task, how's the outcome look? Is it rework? And not rework like it's the first time you've done it, so you need some coaching, you need some more training. I'm talking about every time you do it, is it bad? Every time you do it, is it go do it again? That doesn't build you credibility. Before you do it, are you asking questions? How do I do it? How can I do it? Which way would you recommend doing it? What's the best way to do it? All those questions, those build credibility, right? You might get an answer. It's an answer I often give to sailors. Depending, this is situational, right? But oftentimes I'll give them, I don't really care how it gets done. It's yours. Do it. That's your inventory, right? I'm telling you it has to be done by Wednesday before you go home. It's Monday morning. Don't care how you get it done. They need to be counted. It needs to be accurate. I need it turned in. It's between you and the inventory and those VidMars after that. Let's keep going here. So I said, close what you start, fix one thing at a time, and deliver small wins. Okay, when it is that little thing of like, hey, I need let's talk Navy, let's talk cleaning stations, let's talk about cleaning out the fan room, let's talk about little things like that. That's what builds credibility. It's just one little win. Hey, that's taken care of. Every day you get in there, boom, you're on time. Boom, the boots are shining. Like that's why we practice and do those things since boot camp, right? They all add up. Oftentimes we get lost and think that's not important. We don't need to. I work, what do you hear every engineer or deck department guy say? I work hard. That's why my boots aren't shined. You ain't working that hard, because if you were working a little bit harder, you'd be working on those boots too. That's what I tell them. You could not like it. It's fine. But real hard work is like doing that work and then still taking the time to get those boots shined, blackened. Not mirror shined, a good blackened, nice, professional looking boot. All right. Predictable standards. I kind of briefly mentioned that, right? The standard is the standard. It should be very predictable. When you're the leader, right, and you're trying to set the tone for whatever kind of organization you're working, division, department, command, right, your squadron, whatever it is the standard known and predictable? Okay, and predictable, it means like they know, the sailors, the ones you're leading, that when something is not within standard, they also know the repercussions of that. They know what you're going to give them. They know that they better fix it immediately. That is the predictable that we're looking for, right? Not, you ever worked for someone, a chief or something, where it's like, well, they treat so-and-so like this. They treat other person like that. And then buddy don't get treated at all. And then I get hosed over all the time, every time. No consistency. It's not predictable. Okay. That does not help followers, does not help your sailors. Okay. And it's just detrimental overall. We don't want that. We want to be predictable. You come in late, stand by after quarters for your counseling shit. Predictable. You knew you were going to get it. I could just have a little folder of them that say late counseling chits. You should just walk in, counsel yourself, sign it yourself, turn it into me, let me know how you're going to fix it. That's the kind of like automation in these standards that we want. Okay, let me keep going here. Fairness, we're kind of talking about that with the standards and standards enforcement. Is it the same across the board? Everybody gets the same. I tell sailors all the time, if I have to start writing counseling chits, I've said this on here before, like we're going down a road of I'm trying to get you to DRB. Straight up. Like I make it known to them, like I'm going to write, like we're writing counseling chits now, buddy. Right. And after I get like the 3 of these that I need, I'll be recommending it to DRB. Okay. And at that point, I hope, if I'm the chief, that CMC and everyone else has my back on to send this up. Now you could run into that too, where, some students, oh no, we can't do that, or they give you the good old, well, that's your fault, chief. Why'd you have to write him 3 counseling chits on being late? Didn't you talk to him? Yep, I talked to him. Told him, came up with a game plan. He's so late. Well, that's a failure on you, chief. Right? Well, you could go down that road, hate that shit. Right? We have rules and regulations. I got 3 for the same thing. Boom, let's go. Send it up. Let's get it moving. Okay? Those, and then as we're talking about that, like the correction, right? Whatever we're trying to fix, it has to be proportional, right? We got to make it make sense. And that's why I tell sailors, if I'm starting to write counseling chits, I'm starting to make it make sense. We're going to be proportional here. That doesn't mean it needs to go to captain's mast every single time, right? I think sometimes a good DRB section where everybody can kind of take different angles on trying to help this sailor. Maybe the sailor is just not being responsive to me. All right? Maybe there's all those underlying issues that they didn't share with me. Okay, well, maybe it all comes out of the DRB. I don't even have to be there, really. I just could excuse myself, and you guys let me know how it goes. Let me know if you could get through to the sailor, right? What good is it if I'm sitting in the DRB as the chief who gave them all the counseling chits and got them there in that position for me to go in there and scream and yell? I've tried that. Or maybe you haven't tried that, right? Because you're not a screamer and yeller. But if you've tried talking nicely and all that, screaming and yelling ain't going to help either. So we have to try something else different to get that sailor on board with the program. But it has to be proportional, right? Being late, let's just go with the standard, you're often late. I don't think reduction in rank and stuff like that applies there, right? Your standard late 2 or 3 times a week, right? Now, we could build up to this, right? Like, we could do it over and over, and eventually maybe we get there. But, a bad month or something, yeah, let's go DRB. Let's get some more people involved. Let's try to get through to you and find out what's wrong. It's late. I did my homework, though. All right, where we go there, fairness. And then top cover. Right? Like, you as a chief, in my opinion, you're supposed to be the shield for your division. All right, this is something I practiced as an LPO. I told my sailors, as a chief also, but I had a much larger division on the Rushmore as an LPO than I did a chief on the LCS. But I tell all my sailors, no matter what, but especially when I got to the Rushmore, because they didn't have a chief at the time. So, hey, nobody fucks with you guys. Okay, nobody is allowed to bust you down in the P way. It's only me, right? Like I'm your sea daddy now. All right. If anyone starts getting at you, I want to know about it so I can do something about it. All right. Now, as an LPO, I can't do something about it with everybody, right? I'm gonna have to pick my battles. I'm gonna have to figure it out. But at the same time, I tell them that, no one can fuck with you guys, all right? You're my sailors. If someone's fucking with you, trying to dress you down for fucking up or something, 1, you need to come back right after that happens, and you need to tell me, right? 2, if you're fucked up and they were right for doing it, stand by, because I'm going to do it twice as hard, okay? Because you gave someone else the opportunity to come into our division, into our house, and mess with us. And I don't stand for that. I don't stand for that. Okay? You stay out of my house, stay out of my division, stay out of my business. Their business is my business. Stay up out of it. But in order to do that, we have to walk around squared away. We have to be always on top of what we're doing. Those small wins every day, we got to be getting them done. We can't be getting in trouble. We can't be doing the dumb shit. We're better. We have to be better. We have to win it every day. We got to be better than everyone else. They stay out of our shit. No one messes with you. And I'll be looking for all of their sailors and how jacked up they are. Right? And it only happened a couple times where like one of my sailors come back and be like, yo, GM1 just got on my ass. He was yelling at me in the P-way. All right, hold on. Let's all take a breath. Tell me exactly your version. Important to say your version. Okay. Ask some amplifying questions. Try to get more out of it. Make sure they're wrong or not jacked up or whatever. And then if it warrants it, call up whoever the other person is. But, hey, man, meet me in the mess and let's have a conversation. Right? And that particular one, I don't even know what the scenario was exactly. Well, I called up that. For sure it was a GM1. Oh, shit. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I was like, hey, man, meet me up in the first class mess. I got to talk to you. And he met me up there. And I was like, hey, look, like, this is what I heard. Like, let me hear your version of it. And his version, it wasn't necessarily like, we didn't fight about it or nothing. I was just kind of like, hey, look, man, like, before you go fucking doing something crazy like that, talking to my sailors, like they say you were talking to them, you need to come talk to me first. Like, don't fucking run up on my sailors the way you did, right? Because he verified that it was out of pocket. I was like, don't ever do that, man. Like, if something's jacked up, cool, but you better keep it professional, and then you better be coming to find me so I can fix that too. Okay, so yeah, that's that. But like I said, hey, that's always a good time when you get meet them in the mess and have that conversation. So you got to protect them from that. We call it dumb heat, right? Like, if it's warranted, it's cool. If it's not, like, do everything you can to not have people coming after you, right? And so much of that is like grooming standards, uniform standards. Keep those up. People often ask about my hair, all right, how long it is. Sometimes it starts pushing that 4 inches. It's never more than 2 inches in bulk, right? But sometimes it starts pushing that 4 inches. And people, I was like, look, you know why people really don't ask me about if it's 4 inches or not? Because I freaking comb it, right? As I was talking to a sailor earlier today, some hair product and a comb goes a long way with looking good, right? As this shipmate just had a mess of hair, unkept, right? Fresh haircut, good looking haircut, never combed his hair, right? And I was like, comb your hair, man. Like, you not out of regs or anything, but like, if you combed your hair, like, you'd feel better about yourself. You'd look better. You'd be like, yeah, you'd project more. I was like, especially as a recruiter out here, you're out here recruiting, going to schools, this and that, and that's, you take your cover off inside, and that's the hair they got to look at? No bueno. No bueno at all. So protect your sailors as much as you can. Cover it from the dumb shit, right? And then when they need to be told the truth about a situation, hey, we are staying late tonight. Big hoo-yahs in the chat. Big hoo-yahs in the chat. We're going to be staying late tonight, right? Then you tell them that shit early. Don't beat around the bush about it. Hey, go get everyone together right now. I got to deliver the bad news, right? Boom. Lay it down. This is what happened. This is what we're doing. Go get ready. Bad news doesn't get better with time, as they say. All right, moving on. Competence and humility. Admit what you don't know. Ask privately and learn fast without ego. That builds credibility. Okay, me coming here to this recruiting command, I don't know shit about recruiting. I don't really need to know about recruiting, but the supply organization, I need to know how it works. And one of the things is like, one of the biggest things anywhere supply goes is like money, right? So I know how ship money works. Great understanding about know how to budget, know how to analyze it, all that. Here, they're like, oh, no, we don't do any of that. There's this money and that money, fenced and unfenced. Okay, so what's the difference? I don't understand. I don't speak, recruiter logistic nerd stuff. They explained it. Okay, so dive into that, right? And here's the rule is there's a civilian somewhere that's a retired chief or something, retired person in a civilian job that gets paid a lot more money than you to solve your problems for you. So for like the first 6 months, I was calling and emailing everyone up at NRC about every problem that I had, everything I didn't understand, right? Every time I need to make sure about an instruction, yeah, I look it up and then I copy paste. Hey, like, this is what I'm reading. Is this true? Is this accurate? Yeah, Chief, that's right. Yep. Nope, this. Yep, know that. Da 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 da. Come to find out, okay, well, that person up there, that's the man about this. He's the person that controls this area, that area, right? Whatever it is. And now it's like, as I'm asking these questions and I'm learning my job more and I know who's who in the zoo, I'm building credibility. I'm not even the smartest one. I don't have to know everything, right? It's about knowing to reach out, admitting when you don't know things, and then when you get the information, taking the right action. As we mentioned earlier, right? You got to take the right action. It may cost you. It's going to cost you the phone call to somebody and say, hey, I don't know this. I've never done it. Can you help me out? Yeah, no problem, Chief. Well, what do you need? That's all. A lot of times that's all it costs you. Are you too proud? Are you not humble? Do you not have the humility to do that? Because that's what those words really mean. All right. And then I think that wraps up with like the learning fast, right? You learn those things fast. You put the ego aside. What ego do you have? You're brand new. You don't know this shit. You should have there's no room for ego where you don't know anything or you're brand new and what you know doesn't apply to your setting now. Okay. So let's go over some credibility killers, right? Overpromising, under-delivering, and missed timelines. Sound pretty Navy? Sound like somebody you know in your division or department? Sounds like plenty of people I've known in my career, right? Let's switch that with under-promise, over-deliver. All right? Whenever I'm met with a deadline, I always give myself an extra week. You're telling me I get to dictate when I get to turn this in? Add 5 days to that, sir. I'll get it to you in 3 weeks. 3 weeks? Yep, that's what it's going to take, sir. It's going to take 3 weeks. Because I might procrastinate one, and then I'll do it the second, and on that second week when I deliver it, it's a week early. If they put you in control of your destiny, control it. Buy yourself enough time. You don't know what's going to happen. Don't wait to the last minute in that third week to turn it in, because that doesn't get you credibility. What gets you the credibility is turning it in early, turning it in accurate. Maybe it's not all the way 100% the product that they want, but now you got time for feedback to get it turned in, right? We all complain about evals. Why are evals for first classes due in August? Because there's a chop chain of 6 people in between the LPO turning it in and the CO signing it, depending on what kind of platform you're on or whatever community you're in. And all those people have to look at it and put their smudgy little fingers all over it. And you want 2 weeks allocated to everybody. And if you're in one of those chains, you want to get it done in the first week and buy someone else some time, right? But we don't. We lose credibility because we don't do it on time. Credibility killers, publicly embarrassing people. I'm sure we've all heard the reprimand in private, praise in public. I've been at fault for not doing that accurately. I'm sure you have too. Let me know down in the comments. What was the result of that? You lose credibility. You lose credibility with the person that you are reprimanding in public. You lose credibility with those around you watching. Okay. Sometimes I can't say like, I'll say sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes depending on what's going on, emotions high, you're not in control. People are getting lippy. Sometimes I do believe like you have to right there in the middle of the high bay or something, in the middle of the well deck, like tune somebody up real quick. No matter what rank, I'm telling you, you could be an LPO tuning up a third class. You could be the third class checking a brand new seaman that's on board, right? Whatever it is. Sometimes you got to let it go, right? You should manage those. You only have so many of those, right? Before you lose all credibility in that area. But, sometimes it happens. A big one, I know everyone hears this all the time, rules for thee, not for me. We apply that standard, that rule, that's for you. Don't worry about me. This is something admittedly I think sometimes I'm bad at, right? And it's one of those, I feel like I am, but I know I'm not. Like, I leave early, right? I leave work early. I'd be like, yeah, hey, man, I got an appointment, which is true. Or, you know what? Ain't shit going on. I'm leaving at 2 instead of 4. But within my shop where I'm at, that goes around. Everybody gets 1 or 2 days a week to just be like, hey, look, like it's low key around where we're at. You can, especially like I got duty for the last week. I don't need anyone there past 1500. I got the duty. Take off. Beat it. I'm on duty. I got to stay here till 17. Go. Figure out what you're going to do. Go schedule all your appointments this week while I'm on duty because you got it. You know? And like all three of us, we all stay on duty. So all during that week when the duty's down with us, yeah, hey, man, like you got duty, we're leaving. All right. Gossiping, performing for leadership, right? That goes back to our earlier episode last week of the glaze fest, right? Don't be getting glazed like Krispy Kremes, or don't be glazing other people like they Krispy Kremes. That performative leadership, all of a sudden when CEO's out there watching, now you're all rah, rah, rah. Come on now. CEO knows you're not like that. CMC, who's his little left-hand, right-hand man, following him around everywhere, holding his pocket. CMC knows you're not like that. If CMC doesn't know you're not like that, then he's not out, or he or she's not out on the deck plates watching. They don't know. Emotional whiplash, inconsistent mood, and inconsistent trust. Man, that's a big one. How many people like that? I mean, Chiefs especially. Chiefs are really bad about stuff like that, right? I think so. Bad night at home, coming in disgruntled. Low energy, just fucking hating life. Always just. I remember there was a HTC I was with at a previous command, and he's like, I don't know if he got extended or what, but like the last 6 months going through our season, this dude had the doo-doo face the entire fucking time. Not once, and I'm not a person to be like, you have to smile. Like, you are who you are. But he went from like being up to being completely down, couldn't stand to talk to him anymore. Like, bro, like, what the fuck? Okay, and you can't be like that. That's why, like, when I'm at work, I am 95% always up, high energy, bringing it, right? That's my consistency. One, I think sailors deserve it. I think if we're asking them to be motivated and show up, then we should be motivated and we should be showing up. And if you're a khaki, no one should be out motivating you and showing up more than you. Doesn't matter how long you've been doing it, right? That's not, again, it should not be performative. It should be genuine to you. If that's not you, don't try to be that. But you need to be motivated in the way you do it for you and for your sailors. Okay. All right. So that's it. That's all we got for tonight. What I got right here. So think about you in your place you're at. Think about what level of credibility you have and how, if it's already really good, then let me know down in the comments. Does any of this apply to you? Did you build credibility like this? How did you build your credibility in the places that you're at throughout your career? And then, have you ever lost credibility? Right? Let's be the first to raise our hand. Yeah, I've lost credibility. And we'll get into that in another episode. That's all we got for tonight. Spin that track. And more episodes coming this week. We will have another live show. Might be Saturday. I'm not sure. Got retirement. I'm on travel. Got retirement to go to Friday. Might party a little bit there. We'll see. There will be a live show this weekend. Already got the topic at hand. People have been asking me questions about it. So please be sure to tune in. Turn on the bell for notifications so you can catch us live this weekend. And it's going to be a good show. The more people tuning in, dropping questions in the chat, challenging me and the thought process going on, the better that conversation will be. Until then, we'll catch you in the next one, and we out.